Thanks for inviting us in tonight. We want to begin with this apartment fire on the west side of Indianapolis that injured 4 people, including 2 firefighters. I want you to check out this video shared by a viewer tonight. Look at all these flames burning through the roof of this building. All of this unfolding at the Island Club Apartments. This is near I-465 and Crawfordsville Road. We don't have any word tonight on the cause of this blaze, but our Logan Gay talked with people on the scene about the frightening moments that left residents without their home.
Neighbors like Ivan Sleet watched as the top floor of their apartment building was destroyed by flames.
So everything's gone. Done. Got nothing.
Emergency crews got the call about this apartment fire around 5:30. While they were en route, people stood around in disbelief.
I was hoping that nobody got hurt or injured.
Captain Eric Bannister with Wayne Township says they arrived and immediately got to work getting people out.
Somebody that was back in the water could see the personnel on the balcony inside the house trying to get out, and alerted us to that particular rescue. So we pulled him off. I think it was the 3rd floor, maybe the 2nd floor.
Several departments and agencies responded to this fire. Bannister says in all, 4 people were injured in the fire. One of those victims was taken to the hospital, possibly in serious condition. A firefighter was also taken to the hospital to be treated for injuries. 2 others, including a second firefighter, were treated at the scene. Crews also rescued 2 animals. Thankfully, there was no loss of life, but it might take people some time to recover.
The reality of it is this is someone's worst day. This is their absolutely worst day, and we are empathetic of that.
Bannister says building management told them everyone who was displaced has a place to stay. In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
Tonight, we want to take a closer look at new breaks in a cold case with links to Indiana and South Carolina. This information coming to light after more than 30 years thanks to DNA technology. All of this investigation dates back to 1993. That's when some kids playing in what was a Greenwood field discovered human bones. Now, genetic testing and genealogy tracking have led to an identification: Michael Benjamin Davis from South Carolina. Now, the last time Michael's family talked with him, he told them he was traveling with a carnival in the Midwest. His remains were discovered a few years later. This is the last picture they have of him when he was just 15.
We all have prayed so much for this answer. So for me, it's a miracle. It's that God still works. Things still happen. People still work through, the Spirit still works through people to keep things going. So it is amazing and an answer to prayer.
Investigators believe Davis died in 1990 or 1991 in his mid-20s. His death may have been a homicide. But investigators are telling us by the time they found his remains, any evidence was gone. A lab in Texas helped develop the DNA profile. They compared it with Michael's sister to confirm that identification.
Female pedestrian versus vehicle. Female is down on the ground, not breathing. CPR started. EMS en route.
Tonight, there is an arrest warrant out for a woman police say hit and killed a woman standing on the street. This hit and run happened more than 2 weeks ago. Tonight, investigators are telling us that Dominique Berryhill was talking with a friend standing near a parked car at 28th and Riverside. Police found the car involved, but not the people inside. Tonight, IMPD is telling us they've now identified the driver. So according to the court documents, she never had a valid driver's license. Family and friends of more than a dozen firefighters from all over Indiana came to Indy tonight to remember them. Those firefighters died from injuries and illnesses linked to their jobs serving our communities. Our Chase Howe was there tonight and talked with some of their loved ones.
The sound of bagpipes bounced off the memorials dedicated to firefighters who died in the line of duty.
Oh, say, can you see?
Thursday night, 13 new names joined the dozens of fallen heroes etched into stone who have been honored in years past. But for some of them, it wasn't the blaze that killed them, but instead it was a battle with their health, like Indianapolis firefighter Thomas Branson, who died in 2021 from cancer.
He loved his job. He wouldn't have changed anything. Loved his family.
Charles G. Scudder.
As names were read aloud, survivors of those who died were given red roses to represent the fallen sacrifice. One of those roses in honor of Bruce Nethercutt, a Goshen firefighter who died of cancer in 2023.
He always knew something about everything. I mean, he just has so much knowledge. He was a history buff and always could answer questions about anything. And he just was super skilled in just everything around the house, maintenance and everything. He just knew how to do everything.
As taps played, families gathered around the memorials wrapped in red and black ribbon. One of those families, that of Jack Ronco, a La Crosse volunteer firefighter who died from COVID in 2022.
He used to play guitar. He was in a band, and he played guitar, and he would walk around the house with a guitar in his hand playing.
What was the song?
Anything and everything, hard rock. But he did everything.
If you'd like to see that Indiana Law Enforcement and Firefighters Memorial, it's located at the Indiana Government Center, which is off Senate Avenue. That's near Ohio Street and Capitol Avenue here in downtown Indy. Angela?
Scott, as expected, it was a warm Thursday. We were close to 90, but the weather pattern is changing. A little rain to show you on live Doppler 13 radar. I'll give you a close-up view. These cells developed in the western sections of Hamilton County did have one lightning strike, and it looks like we're picking up another within this little complex that extends from in between Meridian Hills and Fishers over toward LaPel into Anderson, all moving off to the east. So this will continue to move across Madison County. A lingering shower, a stray thunderstorm in the Friday forecast. Sunrise to later this morning is at 7:17.
Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. We've just learned the name of the man who was killed on the Near East Side of Indianapolis. Tonight, investigators confirm 40-year-old Craig Jacobs was shot at a home near Washington and Rural. Police tell us they arrested a suspect during an incident involving SWAT officers yesterday afternoon. Tonight, an IMPD officer is facing formal charges for child sex crimes. Kamal Bola is charged tonight with 7 counts, including child molestation, voyeurism, and obstruction of justice. Bola just made his first appearance in court. He's due back in court next month with a trial scheduled for November. Bola is currently suspended from the police department, and the police chief is recommending that he be fired. Right now, Indianapolis Animal Care Services is not taking in animals except for emergency situations. Shelter leaders tell us a dog suddenly and unexpectedly died in their care. Right now, they're waiting on test results before they resume intake. So now, people can only surrender an animal if it's injured or poses a public safety risk. We've got a warning tonight for drivers who use I-465. INDOT is launching variable speed signs that will change the speed limit depending on real-time traffic conditions. The signs are already up every half mile between I-65 and I-70 on the southeast side of Indianapolis. Drivers can expect to see them in use next week. A new hotel is coming here to downtown Indianapolis. The Indiana Historic Preservation Commission just approved the demolition of the former CSX building across the street from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The plan is to build a 13-story Shinola hotel on that land. Demo is expected to begin by the end of this year. The goal is to have it complete by 2027. Remember, you can find all of our latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app.